So this is going to be the shakedown video. So the initial little drive we did after fitting the knuckles, we did have a few little teething issues. One of them was just unlucky, I feel, and the axle seal wasn't holding the oil in.
Yum, yum, yum. So yeah, that seal it's come out with the CV joint, so it's just been completely munged. And I think because this bearing surface on these CVs sits really tight in the bearing in the stub axle, knocking that on has munged the seal bad. So bad.
We get a new seal in and we had to use a genuine Toyota one. Roadrunner will send us up another pair of trail gear ones for the future. We fill the diff back up with the 8140. This is an amazing oil. And an example of how good that 8140 is as far as protection. You remember this? This was a trip we did. It was a meet and greet held by Buff's Outback Adventures. So this was quite a deep crossing. It was so much fun. But the way the back case is made up with the twin sticks, the grommet we have going over the top of the box isn't particularly well watertight. So we took in a lot of water. You can see here when we take the plugs out, the oil is still the same color as when it first came out of the container. The other bit of housekeeping we had to get done was turn it from show car to a self-sufficient tourer. Get the wheel there from up high, which looks cool but not very good for weight distribution. Get it flat on the tray, get the toolbox back on and full of spares and tools so that we can fix anything we do break. And also too, the fitting that came loose on the ram with the leverage of the harness. So Brian's turned that hose around. So we've got the more solid end up at the box side now. So hopefully it enjoys itself under there a bit better now and doesn't work its way loose. But we have got dramas there, you can see where we're scratching the top of the housing. We're touching here a little bit, but Brian always thinking, what he's thinking of doing is paralleling that, that's not a word, but making that a little bit more parallel. And I think he wants to incorporate it into a bracket of the U-bolts there. So these U-bolts have been out twice now in 2 weeks. So they're ready for the bin. We're going to have to get a new set. Not a good idea to reuse U-bolts all the time. The rears as well, we'll be replacing them as they've been changed 2 or 3 times. But I like to do the initial main shakedown drive on my own. So it was fun with Brian and Jono coming out and the kids. This is an early Father's Day gift from a friend. We just said heating him up, look at that, he's heating him up. Pull that mirror in, Brian. Stay on that line. You're gonna go straight up this, okay? Yep. Stay on that line. But I find that I like to just spend half a day out in the bush on my own with the tools, and I can take cameras and do things slow. I'm not changing RC batteries for Nicholas every 45 minutes. And having a heap of people around, it's sort of distracting from what I'm trying to feel out of the car. So this morning's little drive, I'm feeling some new noises underneath and I'm feeling a few different kind of knocks. So that bracket on the ram, I'm feeling each time that does scrape the top of the diff there. You know, with Nicholas in the car, maybe that wouldn't be the case. I'm feeling a different knock through the exhaust. But that's also because Brian's just done a whole new exhaust system from the dump pipe back. So we may be fouling on something under there on that. But the steering feels amazing. It's just eating up everything that I pointed at. Yeah, so we got a problem. I'm gonna have to stop and get the first tool of the day out. When I got in just now, I cut my knee. One of the screws here's come loose. Tore my skin apart. Bullet! Let's talk about these front springs. We all know that these are the heavier rears. So what we want to establish on this shakedown is whether or not I like them and want to use them. And at the moment we've got the saddle bolts in. So we want to have a spot where we think we're picking a wheel up, measure the shock, see if the shock's at full travel, and then undo the saddle bolt. Because at the end of the day, if I'm happy enough with them, maybe we will use them. The 250s, they've given me an extra 40 mil of height in the front. So I don't really necessarily need that 40 mil in up travel, but I would like it in droop. We'll carry on here. It's a beautiful day here. Beautiful sunrise it was this morning. I'm sure that could tell a story in amongst all these big rocks. The moto's gone down. I mean, this steering is just so amazing. We had the Hydro Ram on before. We had it on with the Hilux diff and the 6-shooter knuckles, and we also had it on the original build of the 80 series front diff, but the Ram was behind the diff, so the tie rod was at the back of the diff. For some reason on this, it just feels amazing. Another funny story I want to say is I probably had 6 people at the show that was so blown away with the 79 getting up that muddy hill climb, which we're not too far away from, and how the bullet lovers, how disappointed they were that the last time we attempted it, we winched. But in all honesty, it was a lot wetter. Bullets failed. The white 79 with a stock motor failed on the 285. But it seems as though people actually want me to try it in this again. And people that came to the show to see particular things they wanted to see that we have. Some for the suspension, some for the 79, some for the Western filter stuff, some for the tyres. We're only in one low at the moment. The reduction's going on. Effortless. we're here, so we might have to give the fans what they want. This is that climb that the 4-cylinder 79 got up. So we're back. Yeah, this is the hill, but I figure we're here, we're doing a shakedown. There's clearly been some people since. I'm not sure that I want that log in there. Oh, who doesn't love good drama? So stay tuned for part 2. It's a little soft. It's hardened up now. I know there's heaps of fuel in the cell. What shakedown drive ever went to plan? And as always, thanks for watching.